Okay, sorry.
Today should have been about murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls.
I'm standing here today to be the voice for my children and those we've lost.
Chantel Moore's family and supporters were here to demand justice for her shooting death by police 2 years ago. But voices like theirs are being pushed aside. Instead, the week-long AFN conference is threatened to be overshadowed by its leadership crisis.
It's going to be a distraction from a lot of things that people want to get done for their communities.
Please welcome the first female leader of the Assembly of First Nations.
National Chief RoseAnne Archibald asked the Ontario Superior Court last week to overturn her suspension, made by the AFN Executive Committee after she shared confidential information about workplace harassment complaints filed against her. The judge said the issue should go before chiefs in assembly.
She's going to, I believe, overcome the efforts to try and silence her.
Her lawyer says she's being targeted for demanding financial accountability. Over the weekend, she made confidential information public that she says shows corruption in the organization, alleging that several recent contracts granted by the AFN were in violation of ethical guidelines. She wants an independent inquiry and forensic audit to look into it.
These contracts raise questions that need to be answered. The easiest way to answer them is through forensic audit.
But most people hope the rest of the week's agenda isn't sidelined.
We need to keep focus on what we're doing and the reason why we're here.
And Olivia, what's expected to happen tomorrow?
Well, Ian, I'm holding a briefing note that the AFN Executive Committee is sharing with members of the Assembly tonight, and it's expected to be discussed first thing tomorrow morning. It contains a summary of Archibald's behavior from the executive's point of view, everything from when workplace complaints were filed against her back in May to attempts by the committee to try to stop her from disclosing confidential information, such as information about contracts. Now, 2 regional chiefs from the Assembly of First Nations are expected to discuss the contents of this document tomorrow. Then Archibald, who is in the fight for her political life, Ian, is expected to address the Assembly. At the end of all of this, it will be up to chiefs who are gathered here this week to decide if she stays or goes.
Olivia Stefanovich here in Vancouver this evening. Thanks.